Hi kids, how are you? Are you ready to listen to a new story now? Yes, this story is about a selfish giant. Oh, you can find later why he is called as a selfish giant. Now let us go to the story. Once there lived a giant in a castle. It had a large, lovely garden. There were 12 peach trees and star-like flowers. Birds sang melodiously in his garden. Oh, the small children like you used to play in the garden happily every day. How happy we are here, the children said to each other. They felt very happy to play in the garden. Who is a giant, children? Yes, a man of very great height and size. The giant had gone to see his friend Cornishoga and stayed with him for 7 years. Oh, after 7 years, the giant returned to his castle. He saw the children playing in the garden. Oh, what are you doing here? He shouted at the children. My own garden is my own garden, said the giant. So he built a high wall all round it and put up a notice board. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Oh, he was a very selfish giant, children. The poor children had now nowhere to play. They tried to play on the road, but the road was very dusty and full of hard stones, and they did not like it. Oh, the children used to wander around the high walls. They often talk about the beautiful garden inside. How happy we were there, they said to each other. Then, children, the spring season came. Oh, the spring season came all over the country. Oh, it gave little blossoms and little birds came to the gardens in the city. But only in the garden of the selfish giant, it was still winter. The birds did not care to sing in it as there were no children. There was only winter and hailstorm throughout the year in the giant's garden. Oh, I cannot understand why the spring season is so late in coming to my garden, said the selfish giant. He sat at the window and looked out at his cold white garden. I hope there will be a change in the weather, he said to himself. But the spring never came, nor the summer also. The autumn gave golden fruit to every garden in the city. But to the giant's garden she gave none. The giant is too selfish, isn't it, children? Yes. So it was always winter season there. Yes, what do you find during the winter season, children? Yes, we can see only the snow and frost. Oh, the cold wind, the north wind, and the hail, and the frost, and the snow danced about through the trees in the giant's garden. One morning, the giant was lying awake in bed when he heard a lovely music. It sounded so sweet to his ears. It was really a little linnet singing outside the window. Then the hail stopped dancing and the north wind also stopped. I believe the spring has come at last, said the giant, and he jumped out of bed and looked out. Oh, how happy the giant is now, children. What did he see? Yes, he saw a most wonderful sight. Through a little hole in the wall, the children had crept in, and they were sitting in the branches of the trees. In every tree that he could see, there was a little child, and the trees were so glad to have the children back again. The birds were flying about and twittering with delight, and the flowers became happy. It was a lovely scene, but in one corner it was still winter. Yes, it was the farthest corner of the garden. அந்த கார்டன்ல ஒரு கார்னர்ல மட்டும் இன்னும் பனி மூடிட்டு இருந்துச்சாம். Oh, there was a little boy standing under a tree. He was crying bitterly. Climb, little boy, said the tree. But the boy was too tiny. Tiny means what, children? Yes, small. The boy was very small. The giant's heart melted when he looked out the scene. Oh, how selfish I have been. Now I know why the spring would not come to my garden. I'll put the boy on the branch. Then I'll knock down the compound wall. And my garden shall be the children's playground forever and ever, he said. Children, have you ever felt like the giant? Yes, we also often feel sorry for our wrong actions. Aren't we, children? Yes. Now the giant opened his door and ran near the little boy. Oh, the little boy's eyes were so full of tears. Yes, the giant took the boy in his hand and put him up into the tree. Hi, the trees were filled with beautiful flowers immediately. The birds also began to sing. The little boy stretched out his two arms and flung them round the giant's neck and kissed him. Oh, when the children saw that the giant was not wicked, they came running back. Now the giant said to the children, "It's your garden, children. It's your garden." The little children began to come daily and played in the garden. But where is your little companion? The boy put into the tree. The giant loved him best because he has kissed him. We don't know. He has gone away, replied the children. The giant said, "You must tell him to come here tomorrow." Oh, years went over and the giant grew very old and weak. So he used to sit in an armchair and watch the children at their games. Nowadays, the giant was very kind to all the children. But he wanted to see that little boy. Oh, how I would like to see him, he used to say. Years went over and the giant became very old and weak. Yes, he used to say, "I have many beautiful flowers in my garden, but the children are the most beautiful flowers of all." One winter morning, he saw a marvelous sight. He rubbed his eyes. Oh, what is it? The trees filled with beautiful white flowers. Its branches are golden and silver fruits are hanging. Oh, with great joy, he ran near the tree and saw the same little boy. When he came near him, he became angry because he saw the prints of wound in the little boy's hands and palms. Who has dared to wound you like this? I may take my big sword and kill him, he shouted angrily. The little boy said, Oh, no, no, these are the wounds of love. Oh, giant யோசிக்கிறாரு. The giant asked, Who are you then? Oh, immediately he realized that it is God, and he knelt before the little child. And the little child smiled on the giant and said, You let me play once in your garden. Today you shall come with me to my garden, which is paradise. Paradise means what, children? Yes, heaven. And when the children ran in that afternoon, they found the giant lying dead under the tree, all covered with white flowers. What's the moral of the story, children? Yes, the giant realized his mistake. Now he is not selfish. That selfless nature brought him near to God, and he went to heaven. Yes, children, we can meet you in the next story.